Okay, now I'm delighted to introduce a very special visitor who has just... This is the busiest lady I know. She is come all the way from Naivasha today. She has just parked her car out in the car park, and it is, or parking lot, car park, and it is still, I should think, burning. Are you ready to start, my dear? Ruth Ndungu is Area 12 Area Director. Last year, she's also the IPP of Flamingo Toastmasters. And we have to remember that we are no longer Area 12, we are Area 13. So we have a visiting Area Director, for which we're very, very privileged. Ruth is here in Eldoret to visit cousins and try to find a silver lining for a friend who was recently transferred to Eldoret as OC Prisons, but is finding it hard to get to know the community and who can help him make life bearable for the inmates. The ban on visitors due to COVID has severely curtailed outside support, and the government doesn't seem to consider their well-being to be much of a priority. One roll of toilet tissue does not go very far amongst hundreds of inmates. Ruth is going to give us a few tips about pathways and then move on to table topics. Due to time constraints, can you manage with 15 minutes? And how would you like the timer to break that down?
At 8, 10.
8, 10, and 15. Okay, do you got that, Madam Timer? Do you want to come up and use the microphone here? And can we all give a very warm Eldoret welcome to Ruth? Thank you so much. Just being here and what you've been through to get here. Is that okay? Can we see you all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Want to believe we have guests in the house. My name is Ruth Ndungu. I'm a member of 4 clubs. My home club that I chartered is Naivasha Toastmasters Club, immediate past president of Flamingo Toastmasters Club, a member of Mtandao Toastmasters Club, and recently joined Electric Toastmasters Club, which is not in District 114, but in District 85. I am humble and honored to be here. Currently the Area Director, Area 12, which you no longer belong to, you're now in Area 13. My classification is community development, and I'm also an entrepreneur. And I'm happy that today we are going to share a few tips on pathways. And allow me to start by sharing why I joined Toastmasters and the journey and how I'm able to navigate pathways and be who I am today. I joined Toastmasters 2 years ago, and I have been able to complete 2 parts. I've done dynamic leadership, and I've also completed persuasive influence, currently on strategic relationship. When I joined Toastmasters, it was not easy to navigate the pathways and understand what Toastmasters is all about. Some of my friends would make fun out of the name Toastmasters, and when I invite them to the club, they would say, I was expecting us to toast bread, and we probably learn something new on how to toast bread. But thanks to my mentors, and I was able to understand Toastmasters' journey. I'd like to share how I've been able to complete 2 parts with my busy schedule. And still, I'll go back a little bit and say what I do in life. I'm in charge of programs at Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Nakuru County. I'm also an entrepreneur, and I run a foundation that supports kids with special needs cases, and those are severe cases. So the foundation is coming up as Palliative Care Foundation. With that busy schedule, I was still able to finish 2 parts. And these are the tips that I want to share with us this evening. Number one, when you locate a mentor, understand why you joined Toastmasters. Let them guide you and help you to be able to navigate through the pathways. At times, we are too busy, including us as mentors, because I'm one, that we are not able to support our mentees. But when you log into your pathways, you will be able to get the navigation of every level that you want to undertake. And how I did that to be able to understand the pathways, I went to YouTube and I started looking for Toastmasters International speeches. And that is how I was able to take myself through the pathway program. Number two is try and focus on your area. What do you do in life? Whether in business or in career, your day-to-day activities. That is what helped me to be able to come up with speeches. Because allow me to say that at times we want to be like Kathy, at times we want to be like Elizabeth. I want to mention names that I know. And at times you want to be Ruth. And practically, I was also trying to be my division director. I wanted to be Gladys, who would speak and everybody would want to stand up and scream. But then we cannot be the other person. So this way I was able to look at my area of career and business and life, and I would get speeches out of that. For example, I'm always on the road. And one time I gave a speech on how I got frustrated at night traveling, and I'm giving a speech on the road. That is a speech. Because what is important is to be able to get to know the opening, the body, and the closure. And in that speech, we are able to get to know our weak points. Are you trying to improve on your vocal variety? Are you trying to improve on your language? Are you trying to improve on us and hms? Are you trying to improve on your eye contact? Get your speeches from what you do day to day. Don't copy my speech, because if you do, I will know. And number three, be committed to your path. Be committed to your path. If I've chosen to do strategic relation, I am paying for it, and this is a volunteer club, but I also want to benefit from my money. And how does that happen? I made a deliberate move. I'm happy that we are in the beginning of the year where we make goals. So I made a deliberate move to say that every month I'll have a speech, whether it's in my home club or I visit a club. We are lucky to be online. I have traveled the whole world, if not the whole world, 80% of our world through online. And that is how within 2 years, I'm able to complete 2 paths. And can I excite you this evening? The 2 paths have given me an opportunity in an organization to be a trainer for the next 4 months. I was able to go for an interview, and the interview was very easy, just to stand in front of them and tell them, how am I going to deliver that project? Place-based leadership, and bring it down to the community, which is starting next week. And I'm happy that the strategic relationship program is going to be part of my journey the next 4 months. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, I urge you today, take a path, be committed to it, and use your own area to be able to develop yourself. Lastly, we invite guests, and we still don't even know why we are inviting them to the club. We don't even have a know-how on what, most of the time they ask, what are the benefits of being in this club? If you have not benefited yourself, you will not be able to benefit your friend or your relative or any other person. I took my niece just the other day, And this was during this COVID season. I remember there was one time I came with her to one of the meetings. And seeing the way I speak and the way I look at people in their eyes, she could not believe it and said, Auntie, I want to join Toastmasters. She's a member of elected Toastmasters Club today. Why? She has seen the benefits of why I'm in Toastmasters. The only way we can be able to help our friends and help ourselves is by having proof of the benefits that you've gotten in Toastmasters. Take a path, navigate through, get help, and you will be where we are today. As an area director, I am looking forward to raising the 4 clubs membership. I'm not worried about the goals, the other 9 goals. I'm only worried about one, which is membership. And the only way I can achieve that is by giving value to membership so that members can be able to join. So let's all rise up and grow Toastmasters as we grow our personal development growth. And without further ado, I'd like to stop at that and get into the other business of table topics. And this is where we have fun by learning impromptu speeches, learning on how to speak on your feet. And as I'm doing that, I will say this. The very first time I was given a table topic question, I said so many ahs and ums that I cannot count still today. But I can tell you, if I stand today in any meeting or gathering where we have leaders, I will just say one word and the person I'm targeting will stop and listen to me. So to the first question, where did I join Toastmasters International? I cannot see the names. I don't know how. I'll just ask you to raise your hands. Yes. That is in less than 2 seconds. Thank you. How many tips have I given that you will use in your journey to navigate pathways?
You want to ask one of the Zoom? We also have all of these people here. Remember, Edwin's new speaker to evaluate here.
Someone was not spoken. 3 tips that I've given to help you navigate pathways and succeed. Evaluator, not evaluator, one more. Yes.
You've given three tips for through the pathways. The first one being understanding why one joins the Toastmasters Club. The second one is to create tips from focusing on your area and then being committed to the pathway, to the path. Although you added in some other tips there, like knowing the benefits of joining the club and encouraging people to know.
Thank you. The last question, because of time. How many pathways do we have in Toastmasters Club? Madam President.
11.
11. I expect you to explain.
Right, you doing this, please.
Thank you, Madam IPP. The ball has been thrown to you.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you so much. The ball number, we do have 11 pathways, and I'm not going to quote them all. I do know that there is such things as engaging humor, which is my next path. We have presentation mastery. We have visionary communication. We have innovative planning. We have effective coaching. What pathway are you doing, Mary Diana? Dynamic leadership. Joab.
still at presentation mastery.
Another presentation mastery. Presentation mastery seems to be a very good one. Everybody starts with. Wow, thank you.
Thank you very much. And with those few remarks, unless anyone has a question, I needed to make sure that I'm within time. That is one of the key aspects in leadership.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for joining us. It's been a great pleasure to have you here. I'm looking forward to catching up with you over a cup of tea. I think it's the first time we met in person. We've talked on the phone a lot. Just to follow up on pathways, I've volunteered to be our club's pathways guru. Is that the right word? So if you have any difficulties accessing your pathway, we can sort that out. If you have any difficulties on how to get to a part of your pathway or anything like that, just give me a call. We either meet in person at some great coffee place that has Wi-Fi, or we can come to your house, or we can do a Zoom meeting, or we can do something to get you going. But please never feel like you're stuck on your pathway. I'm